Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Shane Todd. Before we get into the episode, a couple of quick things. Number one is Patreon. Patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. The link is in the description if you want to become an official sipper and join this tea-based movement. We have the bonus episode, the special brew, coming out every Monday. Live stream episode on a Friday. Exclusive access to gig tickets that we do, including the SSE Arena show, the one-off shows. It's all there. It's all going on. Patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. When we hit 3,000 patrons, who knows what we're going to do? Do we work that out? No, we haven't worked it out yet. We are sponsored by none other than Manscaped. These guys here have been leading the ball movement for quite a while now. They've been sponsoring Tea With Me since the early days. And the sippers, listen, there is not a podcast fan base with a better scrotal recall. There's no, these guys, everyone's tuned up. All of the sippers are tuned up, and it's because of these Manscaped products. Manscaped don't just do your balls and your bottom and the perineum or whatever the perineum in between. They do things now even for your face. If you're a guy with a beard like me, you know they can cover that. I can only keep this thing shape because of the Manscaped beard trimmer. Is that what it's called? The beard
hedge trimmer.
Hedge trimmer, right? This isn't a hedge. It's what? Beard hedger?
Beard hedger.
Okay, the beard hedger. The beard trimmer.
It's
the hedge trimmer.
It's there.
It's behind me. Anyway, these guys offer you 20% off with the code Tea With Me for 20% off and free shipping. Go and check it. They have absolutely everything. And they also have stuff like just aftershave too, which is just actual aftershave. Don't put that on your dick and balls. We're also sponsored by AG1. AG1 is a nutritional supplement that you drink every morning to support your whole body health. HOLE and WHOLE as well. It can be hard to know where to start with supplements and what to take and how much you should buy. If you look at all these clickbait articles, it's like, you need to be taking this, you need to be taking that. We don't get enough vitamin D in Northern Ireland. All this, all that. With AG1, you replace your multivitamins, your probiotic, all these wee yogurts and all your... What are you doing sitting on a glider with a wee Yakult? You need AG1. We've been on it at Tea With Me for a wee while now. Every morning after my first cup of tea in the day. By the way, I'm on the decaf tea. We need to talk about this in the episode. I've been having AG1. If you're traveling like me, they've got these handy travel packs I take with me when I'm on. Like tomorrow when we record this, I'm going to Dublin. So you best believe I'll be taking my AG1 travel pack. It's gluten-free, nut-free, dairy-free, and there's no eggs or added sugar, which is great if you're if you're chromed up like me. If you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1 and get a free 1 year supply of vitamin D and AG1 travel packs for your first purchase. Go to ag1.com/tea with me. Drink, Dan, you're right. Drink ag1.com/tea with me. Drink ag1/tea with me to check it out. We're going to give away, what are we giving away, Dan?
1 month supply.
We're going to give away 1 month supply of AG1. All you need to do is comment on the YouTube of this episode saying what, Dave?
I need vitamins.
Just comment, I need vitamins. You got to say it in an American accent. No, we won't accept vitamins. Hold on. Did you even hear what I said, or were you just thinking out loud?
I'm just thinking out loud. I was just in my box.
You had a real vote. Oh, I need vitamins. Vitamins and minerals. You need to comment under this. I need vitamins. Do you want an exclamation mark on that?
Yeah, it's got to be in caps.
Okay. In caps. If you want to win a 3 month supply of AG1. Let's get into this episode. My guests are two lovely men. They are Andrew Ryan.
How are you?
And David Elliott.
How are you? Started.
You sounded like you're in Yellowstone. Guys, great to have you here. Dave, can I just say, you're looking so Turkish.
Thanks. Thank you.
You could not look more like a guy who just, you don't own a kebab shop or work on one in Belfast. You just hang about in it.
Socialise there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you just eat guy? No.
Yeah.
I don't deliver it, but
no, you're looking. What a glow.
Yeah, no, I'm actually raging because I've been moisturising flat out to try to keep my tan, and it's not working. It's fading.
When your Just Eat guy cycles to the house, does he have a sidecar too?
Yeah. That's a lot of work. But
Make sure you get a guy with an e-bike. Andrew, I don't think I couldn't see you doing like Deliveroo or Just Eat or anything like that, because I think there's too much room for them to get your order wrong, and then it's too much hassle to then phone them and get it changed.
I did it in the pandemic.
Right.
But nowadays, I like to go out and sit in places rather
Yeah.
than get the deliveries, I
We
went
saw-
to Little Wing last night.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Out in Ballyhackmore, like.
It's a good spot. We saw you
Good
sitting
spot.
outside Lynchpin on my way to the studio here.
Oh, did you?
You look like a scriptwriter writing something like top notch.
I was actually doing me accounts. Doing the Excel spreadsheet.
I wonder why you had an erection.
End of the month. End of the month, isn't it?
Yeah.
Need to know where I am. Sure.
I don't know.
you know that he's the guy who go to the Chinese takeaway and order on the spot and then sit and just look at the wee woman until the order's ready. He's like, oh,
Very
Yeah,
intense.
no phone, no magazine.
no.
I'm a nightmare to cut my hair. I tell, like, I've gone through every hairdresser in Hollywood now to the one that I can find that will actually listen to me.
And then they do their hair as well.
There's the Turkish barber in Hollywood. He's brilliant, right? But he's very physical.
He's sitting beside you.
They're very physical.
Yes.
They're pushing your head around and up and down. And all right, mate. All
The
right.
fire. They ever do the
They
fire?
do the fire, do the ears, they do the nose, and they're very handsy.
Yeah.
Then there's a place next door that's opened up. It's really nice. So I went in there,
Yeah.
and then I say to them like, "Oh yeah, can you just give me a one blade low, blend it into a two, and then I want the drop down to be quite low, but I want it to be.
Fuck you talking about?
But I want
drop down.
The drop down, yeah. So I call it the drop down, like. Do you not call it the drop down?
This is the most.
Well, Dave wouldn't know.
By the way,
but like,
it's the most elaborate hair order I've ever heard, and you're there. You're not even at the top yet.
no, I'm not at the top yet. So I go.
Go from the start.
All right, so I'll go one there.
Yeah.
Then I want it to fade into a two.
Yeah.
And then you see the length there that comes down. It drops down.
Yeah.
Right.
The drop down.
The drop down, right? I want that dropping down, but I don't want it straight. I want it chopped in.
Right.
So I want it messy.
Yeah.
So I say that to them. They're like, yeah. And then about 2 or 3 minutes into the cut, I'm like, don't forget the chop in. And she's like, yeah, no, yeah. Goes, when are you doing that? I'm like, when are you doing that now? Because sometimes they cut straight, right?
Yes,
which is
I
great
get
to get
you.
the length off. But when you cut straight, it's all lines.
Yes.
So I want it straight, but then I want you to go in again, and I want you to cut down on it. So I want it uneven.
Yeah.
And when I start explaining that, they're looking at me going, I do this.
What do you ask for on top? A medley?
I want a trim and a half, and I want it.
Whoa.
Did you ever get a trim and a half?
A trim and a half. Fosty's raging because he's bald now. He just threw his knee down. A trim and a half.
So basically, if you go in, you go, can I just get a trim at the top?
Yeah.
I go, instead of giving me 2 trims, like a double trim, so I want a trim and a half. So I basically I want a trim, and I want half of another trim on top.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to say it's not the barbers in Hollywood that are the problem. Absolutely
You're like,
not.
these barbers are unreasonable. You're giving them a fucking Dickens riddle when you go in.
So I want the drop down to be choppy, and I want a trim and a half on top, and I want thickness at the front. Thickness. I want it to be thick at the front. What?
Yeah.
We don't have that word here.
Do you not want it to be thick
So
at
you
the
guys
front?
like, what does this guy want? Thickness. You want thickness, mate?
So I go,
Oh, Jesus.
I want thickness at the front.
Google Translate might help.
Right.
Do you know what I think the thing is? See, by the time you've got to the drop down, they're not listening.
Yeah.
They will just give you the haircut, especially the Turks. No offense, Dave. They'll give you the haircut that they want to give you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting their standard haircut. So they're listening, being like, yes, mate, no worries. And then they'll just do it.
Like when I lived in England, I had the same hairdresser for 6 years, an Italian lady. She would cut my hair. She'd come in. She knew exactly how to deal with me. I was like, I want this cut. You know what I'm looking for today. And she's like, do you want the trim? I said, trim and a half. Right? And it was 16 quid, and I always gave her 20 because she had to put up with it. So I gave her 4 quid for the psychological trauma, for the anxiety.
That's wild.
So I've gone through all the barbers here.
You
now.
haven't been to Coco. I go to
No, hold
Coco.
on a second. There's 3 on the main street. So you
Yeah.
got the Turkish, which are great. The guy next door, he's new. He's really good. There's a guy and a girl there. And then you go right up by the Centra. You go in. There's about 4 or 5 of them in there.
Gary's,
yeah. So they're the 3 that I've been using.
You haven't been to Coco yet. I go to Coco.
Where's Coco?
They're like in between here, like close to Lynchpin.
Right.
Coco, he's in the it's blue and white building. We'll see it. You come in Jock's after this. We'll go for lunch.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll point it out to you on the way. You need to go see Coco.
And will he be okay with me?
First of all,
no, you
have
this is dangerous for you.
You have your accent and Coco's Egyptian. You'll find middle ground somewhere. You'll find middle
what
ground
if
somewhere.
he goes in and fucks it for you,
What
and then
do
you
you mean?
can't see Coco anymore? You're like, see that guy?
Oh,
Coco's like,
Coco's,
that guy
if you
sent
disrespect
in.
Coco.
Yeah. And he's like,
See, the thing is, Shane, I've always said that you're working with a great head of hair.
Yeah, thank
right?
you.
And I'm working with a great head of hair. But I've noticed it's going a little bit thin up there. So when I go in, I say, I want the thickness back, right? So what I do is I get him to comb the fringe down, cut it across, chop into it, but then I want, just at this bit here, at the front of the forehead, I say to them, I want the length to stay, but I want the behind the front, I want that to be short. So it's a bit of a puzzle to figure it out.
Yeah.
But they get it.
Dave's right. You need to go in with a photo and go that.
Jake Paul.
I go in. I couldn't do your head. I couldn't do your hair.
Yeah.
Because you're too high for me at the sides.
Yeah.
No, but he's too high at the sides. I don't have the shape. My head isn't. I can't do the height. See how he's high up at the side. I can't go that high because I don't have the head shape.
Right.
You've got the head. Your hair suits your head.
Right.
My head it's a different shaped head. It's a southern head.
Right. Yeah.
So I want trim and a half. And
0 to 1
thickness
fade
at the
drop,
front.
fit 2, trim and a half, thickness. And we haven't even got what did you do at the back? We haven't got there yet.
So what I want a layer. So I like a layer at the
like
back.
a layer or a layer.
So you got to understand it.
Right, okay.
So I want a 1 to go up a third at the back.
Pardon?
So if you look at the back of my head, I want to see that there.
It does look third.
Right. So I want a 1 blade to go up for a third. The second third is a 2 blade, and then the third is a 3. Why have I just noticed you've got a tattoo on the back of your tie? What's all that about, Shane?
The tattoo in the back of my leg.
What's the tattoo there?
That man's responsible for the tattoo in the back of my leg. So
anyway, so that I'm just saying, like that's where we are. That's where we are with the haircuts. That's where we are, lads.
Okay. Well,
See before I went on holidays, right? My hairdresser was in his holidays.
by the way, crazy. A lot of people listen and be like, "How the fuck does Dave have a hairdresser?"
I'm like a black man. I go in just for the crack. You know, I don't really need to be in the barbershop.
You're a barbershop
I
guy.
go in and I just have a bit of crack.
Yeah.
So he was in his holidays, so my hair was getting like microphone hair. You know, when you have a shaved head, if it gets out, it looks like my wife does not like that. She's like, I'll pay for it. I was like, I don't need you to pay for me. I was going to do it myself at home. She went, no, you go. There's a new Kurdish dude down the bottom of the street. He's opened a barbershop. He'll do it for you.
He's Kurdish?
Yes, he's Kurdish.
Right.
Which is like
I
Turkish.
thought you were saying like Curtis with Andrew's accent.
Just Kurdish. Yeah, this is Kurdish. Kurdish O'Flaherty. He's going to sort you out.
Kurdish O'Flaherty. I'd say there's a few of them knocking around.
So I went in and I said to the
Kurdish.
guy, I was like, give us just a 1 all over, and he got the blade, and nothing was coming off, and I was like, get rid of the blade, and he goes,
Just
okay.
freehand?
I was like, yeah, just get rid of it and go at it, and then he was like, okay. He put me in a headlock and used a foil face razor, and just did that, and it was so tight, like it felt so weird and horrible. And
It
I was
looks
going
great.
back.
Yours looks great, especially with the tan.
Thank you.
It suits you. You've got a good look going, Dave.
I saw a guy who used to go to the gym. That me and you went to, who had
Tom Smith.
no, he got the dots tattooed on. You know, like, so it looked like a skinhead, but it's all like dots, as if you've just had a shave, like Dave's.
Oh, right.
But it was permanent.
But you know the thing about those dots are? The micro dots are that your other hair that exists that isn't gone. Like, so here where I've lost a lot of the hair, and here, these bits, the old, like, you know, the Tony Soprano bits still grow.
Right.
So you'll just have like a Tony Soprano if you haven't been on top of it with all these weird dots in your head. It looks weird.
Yeah. But as long as you're shaving it every day, I guess it's all right.
But you don't
That same guy was drying his pubes. Obviously, wasn't a Manscaped user with
I was
hand
gonna say-
dryers in the gym. And my dad
joking
ratted
me?
him out.
You
My
joking
dad
me?
ratted him out.
But does he have pubes or just dots?
I put in a complaint in my gym recently.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How come?
People slamming the weights down. When
Yeah.
they finished using them.
Yeah.
And the floor
Dave does
vibrating.
that. Yeah, I hate that. There's zero
It's
reason.
intimidation, and it's also affects people, new people to the gym who are not gym confident. The floor vibrating and all that, and I think I went down and I said, "Listen, can you do something about them slamming the weights up there?" And,
And is it big guys, like meathead guys, or just...
I'm telling you now, right? I was in the gym, right? I go to the gym 3 times a week, right? I'm just bang average. I go to the gym to stay the same. I'm not there to train anything. I do it just for, just to stay the same. And
Where's
get a
that
bit of
David
exercise.
Goggins motivational video?
Yeah.
Stay the same.
Stay the same. Anyway, but there was a guy in the gym, man, and he was, and I mean lifting the bars, and I mean
Making a
dropping
point,
them.
right?
And there's people in the gym, who are not overly gym confident, and it's very intimidating, and the floors are vibrating, and they're making all these noises. And I was just going out, and I know one of the girls that works there, and I was like, "Hey, how are you getting on?" I said, "Listen, do something about those guys slamming the weights down." And she goes, "Yeah, we did a survey recently, and that was one of the things that came up." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I said, "Well, just put a few signs up,
You didn't go over and say anything to the fellas, no?
You fucking mental."
I had once.
Do you act, Shane? There's no way I'm approaching a man lifting things that are heavier than me. Like,
My dad is the worst guy. It might be the same gym you go to. You go to one near your house?
yeah,
Right. My dad has got into so many arguments, exchanges, quarrels. One last week where a guy in the gym car park opened his door and it hit my dad was sitting in his car. It hit my dad's car just slightly, but my dad got out of his car and was like, "You hit my door," and the guy goes, "Fair play to the guy, good banter." The guy goes, "No, I didn't." And Dad's like, "You did?" And the guy goes, "Don't think I did, mate." And my dad said he was like in his late 30s, this guy. My dad said, and I quote, "I stepped to him."
stepped in.
Yeah, my dad's 73. I
Brilliant.
stepped to him. But my dad, like, he's constant with the people in the gym. Like, because he's at that age where, like, everything he sees pisses him off.
Yeah.
Why is he approaching people like a street dancer?
What do you mean?
Stepping up. Like, what have you got? Yeah.
Yeah, so have you heard anything back from that?
No, but I was in the gym the other day and they were doing it again. Now, look, it is what it is, but like, I don't want to be a more. I love the gym and I like the people. It's a good gym and stuff like that. But there's a few things that happen that you notice subtly, right? So the gym I go to, they have green AstroTurf and they have boxes. And I tend to go there and do a lot of. I stay in a box and I do my I stay in the little box and I've got my little exercises, like, you know what I mean?
Thought you were under, like, the box jump thing.
No,
inside
but
it.
like I kind of go into the box and that's my space to do my
Yeah.
exercise. I only go in for 45 minutes, and so I'm in the box. I'm doing push-ups, and obviously this guy just decides to like walk into the box.
Gets in your box?
Gets like,
Without
but
asking.
there was no need for him to come near me.
Yeah.
Do you know that kind of? It's like, mate, you could have just walked around, small things like that, like, and it's 80% men in there, like, and it's fine, but the slamming of the weights, but it's not just pissing me off. You can see people next to them getting annoyed by it, like, you know what I mean? It's just the floor vibrates and shit. Now it's a first world problem,
The instructors need to go up and say,
Dave talks to himself. See, when he's doing a bench, if he's going for it, and he didn't know he was doing it until I pointed out. He had headphones on when we went to the gym. I think we were in Edinburgh, and he was going for a big bench press. And he said something to himself, and I'll tell you what it was. He said it, and I went, after he took his headphones out, I went, "What was that all about?" He goes, "What was what?" I went, "You were like talking to yourself there?" He goes, "Oh, I had no idea." Do you know what he said? He got himself like ready to go. He gets his chuck, he gets under the bench. Heavy metal. He had a bit of heavy metal going.
Yeah.
And he started talking to himself, and he didn't say something like "Come on, Davey" or something like that. He said, at this tone, he said, "Come on, sucker," and starts pushing the weight.
Oh, yeah.
That's weird, isn't it?
It is weird, yeah. When you point that out, I didn't really know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know they were the choice.
He used to work in that gym.
Did you?
Yeah, and you know what? Do you want to hear? Here's a good line.
It's a
for
good
you.
gym. It's a great gym.
But they fucked it. That's why we left. But now, if you're lifting the weights, you should go up to them and go, "Excuse me, mate." And then if he goes, "Oh, aye," you go, "If you're big enough to lift them off, you're big enough to put them back."
Yeah, I wouldn't really say that, but
And then do
too
this.
scared.
Slay queen.
Yeah.
Walk away.
So here's the story of this tattoo. Change
Go
subject. Dave and I used to do a radio show on Radio Ulster, R.I.P. Not Radio Ulster, still going, but
very strongly actually as well.
What time?
less strongly now, I think, as with some recent additions.
Give me
it's gone
some
a bit-
context of what time the show was on. What was the show about?
Oh, no idea what time it was on. It was the Shane
Pre-record.
Touch.
Yeah.
Pre-record.
Right.
As part of it, it was back in the day, many years ago. It was everything. It was sketches. It was stand-up. We didn't know what it was. Play music.
Did we go to like a country park one day and look at owls?
There was an owl. No, we sent Paddy McGarkey to look at owls.
Right, and you
and
report
report back.
Bizarre. And what did he report? I saw owls.
Yeah, and it's hard on the radio to just be like,
Yeah.
because we could have lied. He's like, oh, there's an owl in my arm here. But there was.
But because it was radio, we thought the oil would have made the noise, but it didn't. So we had to go into that dead studio space, and you had to make oil noises, and then pretend that was what it was. And Paddy directed.
And see why you got cancelled
Is this not how an owl looks? Because I had an argument with Catherine about this. She goes, I was reading a kid's book
About owls?
about owls, and it was like something about an owl, and I had to make an owl noise. Just going through these animals, and I went, "Haroo."
Sounds like Paul Gascoigne greeting you.
Is that not what an owl makes? Do an owl noise.
Hello, Dave, mate.
Hello, haroo.
I think podcasting might be done. Yeah. We might have just hit the wall. So, as part of this, we used to do a quiz every week, Shane v Dave. It was a general knowledge quiz. And the whole thing was, at the end of the series, the winner gets to pick a tattoo for the loser.
Oh, right.
So,
like what Paddy and William did.
Yes.
No.
We
What
had done
Paddy
this
and
many
William
years
did
ago.
Oh, right.
Was like, yeah.
So,
The OGs.
Yeah.
so I lost. Somehow it was fixed. The general knowledge quiz against Dave. And I got my own back and never mind the mock blame. Spoiler alert.
Fair.
But
Fair.
if I won, I was going to make him get a tattoo on his arm of a portrait of my dad's face. But whenever my dad was much younger, so it would confuse people. Because if he's like, oh, Shane's dad, I'll be like, the guy's like 30.
See, if they
what
did
are you
an
doing?
old photo of your dad, it would have looked like probably somebody involved in the Troubles. You know,
Yeah,
it would've
'cause he had
looked
the tash and the long hair.
Yeah, it would have looked like.
He's like a hunger striker. Or
He'd have been
something.
He
like-
looked like my dad because my dad's a very, very swarthy guy. Very swarthy.
What's word do you mean?
Swarthy, like very tanned.
Oh, tanned.
Yeah,
Yeah, just say
yeah.
tanned.
Looking dude.
Yeah, swarthy's a better word.
Is it? I've never heard that before. Is that a Northern Irish thing?
Could be.
Yeah. No.
Could be. No.
Never heard swarthy
But
before.
my dad has like quite dark hair too. Well, not anymore. Back in the day, he did. And he had like quite like a, like a black moustache and long hair, very tan skin. So my dad looked like
Prince.
he looked like the paramilitary's outsourced. Like a bandito,
Oh,
like a
right.
Mexican guy over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the first time I've said bandito.
El
I liked it.
Bandito.
Yeah.
This will be your next
Yeah.
tour show.
But yeah, he's just a small tan guy.
Like a member, could you say of the INL? ELA? INLA?
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
I had A. But I lost the bet, so Dave picked my tattoo. So it's a tattoo that says the Todd Father,
Oh, very nice.
which is something I'd never called myself up until that point.
yeah.
But it looks like I do call myself it because I've got it tattooed on me. And I'm godfather to Dave's oldest daughter Holly, so it's got her date of birth in there as well.
Oh, that's a nice touch.
Yeah, but then when I had kids, my wife was like, you're going to need to do something because it's weird if you just have another child's date of birth tattooed on you and not your own kids.
Yeah.
So I got my own kids tattooed on.
Oh, wow.
I wish I'd have got only God can judge me now on you. That would have been
Yeah,
good.
on my back, just a giant, every saint has a past, every sinner has a future.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like in Times New Roman. Not Times New Roman.
I watch a lot of these American prison documentaries. You know the guys with tattoos, if they've got a teardrop, does that mean
Yes.
they've killed someone?
Uh,
There's a tattoo to show that you've killed.
But I also
Isn't it
think
a
somebody
teardrop?
who hasn't killed someone could conceivably get a teardrop. tattoo.
Andrew, we could take you, there's a place called Crooked Mile Tattoo Studio in Hollywood. Let's get you one right now and then go back to the gym and go,
They
all
wouldn't,
right,
be,
lads,
able,
you
they
want to
wouldn't be able to cope with me. I'll be like, no, this is the way I want you to do it. They wouldn't be able to cope with me. But is a teardrop a symbol of you've killed somebody?
I think it is, or it was, but now
It's only
become
within
popular
gangs.
culture.
It's only within gangs, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're in a gang and you've murdered someone, you get a teardrop.
I think so.
Okay,
But then people started copping on, like Dave says, and then if you're like a normal guy who's going to jail, just find a tattoo artist, go, give me like 10 of those, and
Yeah.
just walk in and go, here, lads.
so if-
I'm keeping my lunch money.
How do you think you'd do in jail? I
just
think you'd be
before-
okay with the routine, but
Love
Before
the
we
routine.
get
Sorry.
into jail, I want to know. So, if a teardrop in your face means you've killed a person, that rapper 6ix9ine, what does having loads of 6ix9ines in your face mean?
this is it.
He's had a good time with the ladies.
Or lads.
I think prison.
You love prison.
would suit me so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
but I'd want my own room now. I'd say to them I'd say, listen, I'm happy with. I want my own room,
Yeah.
preferably at the end of the corridor, away from the busy mezzanine areas.
I think that's how it works.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you can put me down the end.
Yeah.
And I'd be good. I'd do the mopping, and I'd like to think I'm the guy that they'd come to for the advice. You know.
Yeah.
Not
You're
on how to get your
prisoners,
hair
like-
cut though. In
Yeah.
prison.
You know, I think I'd be good. I watch a lot of prison documentaries. I mean, I used to work with kids who were kind of in and out of prison. And
Is that why you'd be in prison?
Huh?
What would be the reason you'd be in prison?
What would the reason I'd probably be in for? Do you know what? If
Tax evasion.
No, I'm very good with that.
I know, but that's what someone who's going to get arrested for tax evasion would say.
Yeah. Do you know what I'd be in for now? I'd be in for assault on a barber.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
You're like,
You didn't do the drop. No drop.
didn't do the. No, I don't really know what I'd be in for. Really,
You would like. I think you'd like prison, Dave. I think you would. You'd walk in and they'd go, "Oh shit, who's this guy?" And then very quick, like they would just like see you as some sort of like hard guy, and then after one night when they heard you crying, they'd be like, "This guy's alright."
I'd say you'd go to prison because you weren't allowed to see your kids, and you did something.
That's illegal.
Yeah.
No, but you did something to the ex-wife, like.
Yeah. He's still married.
I mean,
Do you know that kind of way, like,
it's totally
You've got,
baseless.
you've got that sort of.
I don't know what you mean, but yeah.
Yeah.
You've got the sort of like she won't let me see the kids, but she's not seeing them either now.
Yeah, forever.
You know that kind of way. You know that kind of. You kind of.
You look
vibe
like
about you
who are
like?
those guys, dads for justice, and you're like, we're gonna climb this, and then in the end you
But I'm
just
scared of
don't
heights.
climb it.
Yeah. So I just go with 6 feet up. No.
There'd be a documentary like, you know, Dave Elliott just sitting on the bed and be like, well, she won't let me see the kids, so.
I don't like. I would hate to go to jail.
I think out of all the people I'm friends with, you're the most likely to end up in jail, but it'll be because of like ignorance or lack of. You'll have not done something that you're supposed to have done, and they'll be like, "No, you have to go to prison."
Yeah, it'll be complete like, absolutely not my fault.
Do you need
but
to tax
absolutely
your
my
car?
fault. Yeah.
I never knew that. Well, sorry,
But you know what? You just reminded me to do my home insurance.
You need to.
I forgot.
but you
Today's
don't
the-
need home insurance. It's
I know,
just
yeah.
better to have it.
Can I just say, Shane, if you did go to prison, you're category D, and you're in an open prison, so you're allowed out after. You're allowed out, but you'd be back for 5.
But
Like a
It's
North Down
category-
prison.
Yeah, you'd be back for 5. You're allowed to go for a walk down Helen's Bay, but you'd
Yes.
be back in for 5. Like,
Yeah, I love
But it's
that.
category D, not something that the harder prison. Must be like, oh, he's a category D down there. If you know what I mean.
yeah, but
You
I'd say
get the D.
you're the kind of guy now that you'd be in with the screws.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you'd be up with the screws, you'd be going,
Oh,
have you
yeah.
seen who United have signed?
Yeah.
No,
You know what I mean?
he
And
would
they'd be
be
like,
telling.
anyway, listen, I'm going back to the cell, I lock up myself.
I'd be what?
Yeah, you'd be telling the screws. You'd be wee tight. You'd be
Oh,
going up.
I'd be
Yeah.
super tight in jail.
You-
Oh my god, GoPro on my forehead.
I mean, I'm not saying that there's any contraband in cell 4.
yeah.
But you'd be good up to go, have you heard of Manscaped?
Yeah.
And then they just
I'd
give-
still be
They just give you a wee
dropping
pee
discount
bag.
codes. Davey, how was your holiday, mate?
I was away. Yeah, I was away. I was in another country.
He's in Portugal.
It wasn't a holiday.
You
It was
two are
a-
polar opposite ends of going on holiday. Like you wing it a lot of the time,
Yes.
go on holiday and that kind of thing. He'll just like go,
Yeah.
and your wife will do like a lot of the booking and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you two couldn't go on holiday
No,
together.
Do you know what? Me and my wife were very much. Let's put it in the football terms. I am.
Andy Cullen, the White York.
No, I'm Didier Deschamps.
Right.
You know, I do all the. In fact, no, she's Didier Deschamps. She does all the behind the scenes stuff.
Right.
Nobody appreciates.
And you're gliding about.
And I'm.
Sedan?
No, I'm not. I'm
Frankie
Gabriel Cisse.
Right.
I just occasionally come on, do something flamboyant and pointless,
Right.
and then go again. Whereas like she'll organise it all, and I don't get excited about holidays until the day before because there's other stuff to do. Where she'd be excited for a week. So you excited about holiday? I'm like, nah, because of loads of stuff to do. But when
I would say the stuff you hate. By the way, on my own podcast, never do this to me. Continue.
yeah, I
So-
swear.
So I'd say, I think the things you don't like doing for holidays, like
Yes.
the admin, that kind of thing, is the stuff you love doing for a trip away.
This
The
guy
most
goes.
exciting part of the holiday for me.
He buys.
He packs.
Polly
You pack
Pockets.
when you
Do
book
you
a
know I'm
prep
booked to
for
go to
holiday.
Rhodes?
Right,
I'm due to go to Rhodes where there's wildfires at the moment.
right. You
Um,
saw those wildfires and got on Skyscanner. You're like, yeah.
No, I'm thinking, oh, might move hotel, get somewhere cheaper now. I'm only joking.
People do that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that. But anyway, I'm due to go to Rhodes at the end of September for a week. Hopefully, touch wood, everything's going to be okay.
It
and
will
stuff
now
like
that you've
right?
done that.
You know what I mean, right? I didn't actually touch it,
Yeah, it's not real wood either.
right? But let me put it this way. So I get very excited about booking stuff. Like booking.com. So we booked this place, and we got one of these apartments. It's in a hotel complex, but we went for the junior suite. But I've booking.com Genius, which I've get up to 15% off, right? So what you do is, did you ever get the issue where you either pay now
Yeah.
and it's cheaper, or pay at the property and it's a little bit more expensive?
Yep.
Oh, the drama. The drama
It's
of
not
it.
drama.
It is, Shane. For me, that's drama, right? So I go, right, well, what do we do? So what you do is you got free I have free cancellation up to 2 weeks before I go.
Can I just say, I see you doing this and being on Booking.com. I think you have a projector in your house, and I think you put that up on the wall. You get Booking.com up on the wall, and you make a real...
This is what I do.
Like, you have a headset on, different
Like,
screens.
you know, way at the start of like football seasons or like NFL seasons, they do like dream picks, fantasy football, and they get all the boys around and they all come around and like, you're doing this pick and they make a night of it. You do that with Booking a Holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you get the full highlighters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it starts with the flights, right? We've got Dublin or Belfast. What's the flight times from Belfast? What's the flight times from Dublin? Take into account the parking in Dublin, the travel down the petrol, the stop at the Apple Green. Then you got to look at that. And you think to yourself, what time am I getting off work? What's the return flight? Right, do I fly late in the evening? If I fly late in the evening, there's potential for more delays. Therefore, do I want to be driving up delayed coming into Dublin and then a 2-hour drive up to Belfast? No, but the flights from Belfast International are more expensive than Dublin. So what I do is I will counter-attack that and say to myself, well, I might as well pay the bit extra from Belfast International to get the expense, to reduce the expense of going to Dublin and the hassle, because potentially driving down to Dublin, you can have car problems, flat tire problems. You got to take away all that sort of risk, right? So this one, we're going from Belfast International. We're flying out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is a very good flight time, which allows me to do the radio in the morning. I don't lose a day's wage. So then
Sorry, Andrew, could you do something for me?
What?
Blink.
Right? So then we arrive at Rhodes. I've already started the transfers, right? There's an app called Island Hopper, which is much, much cheaper than actually getting the local taxi guys, because they're on an extra 30% anyway, right? And I'm like,
And they all look like Dave.
I love being in your country, but I'm here for me.
Right.
But then what we did was we decided to pay later, which is we're paying.
Fucked it, Andrew.
No, listen, we're paying later, but we've got up until the middle of September for cancellation. So every couple of days, I go back into Booking.com, incognito, right, and I look at the other resorts within the area. Have they panicked because it's 4 to 6 weeks before you go on holiday? When they don't have those rooms filled, they reduce the prices even more.
Right.
So I then go back in, and if I see somewhere better for the same price or better for a little bit cheaper, I can always cancel that hotel and move into the other hotel. Mm-hmm. So I'm always looking.
Can I tell you something that'll make your blood boil?
What?
I once had booked a holiday for me and my wife, who's my girlfriend at the time, and it was like a week away from the holiday, and I was actually in the gym car park of the gym you were talking about, and I got an email from Booking.com that said, "How did you enjoy your stay at the name of the hotel in France?"
You forgot to go on holiday.
I got the week wrong.
See, the flight's right,
Yeah.
but the hotel wrong.
Yep.
Doable. It
Yeah.
happens.
No, that does not happen in your world.
Oh,
But he is this guy on holiday. This guy just easy breezy.
yeah.
But But when you get the holiday, do you open the shirt? Do you
You
lie
get the
back?
holiday.
When I
Do
get
you-
the holiday,
do you
man, I'm
stop-
brilliant. I'm
do
brilliant
you lie
on holiday.
back and relax, or
No, no.
do you worry?
Does he
about other
relax?
things? Yeah, that's what I need to know. Do you relax?
No. This man does not own a vest or a pair of shorts.
Can I just tell you something? When I go on holiday, right? I was in Scotland last week. I went to Scotland last week, right? Now, I did work every day while I was there. I did have to do a bit of work, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But I did relax, and I'm learning how to relax. But this particular holiday, I am really trying to make sure that I really enjoy it. Because if I go there knowing I've the best flight times, I've the best hotel available, I've got breakfast included, the reviews for the breakfast are decent. What? Right?
Rate my scone.
I know I've done the best I can do. And that's all that matters, right? Last week, I was going to London to do a show, and I booked a flight, and I thought, I haven't booked this particular flight. I went down, it was 45 quid. When I went into the EasyJet, managed my bookings things, didn't I already have a flight booked? I had 2 flights booked for it, but I'm in the secret EasyJet club. You know, there's a secret EasyJet club,
Yeah,
right?
only because of you.
Right? So I ring secret EasyJet club, special number, right? I'm like, Andrew here, 5514. I give him my membership number, right? They're like, how's it going? I'm like, we're keeping well. Got me a haircut. Have you ever had the trim and a half? Anyway, so I changed the flight to later in the year, blah, blah, blah. But the minute I found out that I'd booked the 2 flights, now the first one flight would say £45, the other one was 30, so 70 quid, easily done. I couldn't sleep that night until I knew that EasyJet secret flight club number was open at 9 o'clock. I was like, I can't believe I've done that. I cannot believe I've booked 2 flights and said, that's not me, like.
Yeah.
So I went down, I changed it, and I resolved the issue. But I like to be in control, because I was a victim of a very bad fraud many years ago, and the guy that committed the fraud against me got 3 years in prison, and he took $2,000 off me. And ever
3
since,
years for $2,000?
but it was me and a load of other people as well. It culminated to about 200 grand he got, but I was like two grand. And ever since then, I'm like, I'm not letting anybody fucking take money off me.
Yeah.
Now I'm not tight. I blow money. Like I spend a lot of money,
That's
right?
my nickname.
But when it comes to things like home insurance, car insurance, all these type of things,
Yeah.
I will always make sure I get the best deal. I have a gardener today up at my house. He's doing my back garden, right? He gave me a quote. I'm happy with the quote.
Yeah.
Right, I'm happy with that.
Oh fuck! If that's how you talk to a hairdriver, how do you talk to a gardener?
Right.
Jesus.
So the gardener-
See that grass? If you want to just don't cut that with a lawnmower like that. Cut it down.
Yeah.
No, but he's going to do a good job for me today because he's a lovely fella, right? But he's given me a quote already. I've gone right.
not how it works.
Imagine he introduced himself as a real bad bastard.
So he's quoted me for the job. He's doing it now at the moment, right? I was like, brilliant. But I've already got a nice tip for him lined up. I'm not tight with money.
Yeah.
Because I like the guy and he's doing a good job. But what I'm saying, when it comes to companies and all these companies that are fucking out there taking money off you, like gas and electric, I'm ready for the winter.
So this guy
know what I
went away with his family, 2 young kids, friends, and their kids. He had one priority: Summersby cider.
Yes.
And he sent me a
Summersby
picture as soon as he
cider.
got there. He got stocked up, got
But
the
you-
Summersby in the fridge.
But you know what? I think life's very important.
all we got.
think
What a
life-
great quote.
Listen,
This
here,
is the headline for the
stick
podcast.
it on the wall. Life is very important. But I think sometimes in life, in the nature of the job that we do, you've very little free time aside. You're not on leave. You're always thinking about the next. You're working. You're doing your taxes. You're on EasyJet extra and doing all this stuff. I said, I'm going away for 2 weeks and I'm switching off. Now there's a couple of times I had to plug back into the Matrix to check a few emails.
He did
here
an
and there.
audition when he was away.
Yeah, I did.
Self-tape.
But for the most part, it's like, you know what, I'm going to go enjoy my holiday with my kids. Now, that was my plan. Those 2 children of mine had other ideas. They were potentially the 2 biggest pricks on the fucking in the country of Portugal for 2 weeks.
Portugal pricks.
They were just not like, and the thing about it is, see when you have young kids, you know yourself, you think you go on holidays, it's going to be very chill. You're with them 24/7 entirely for 2 weeks, contained in a.
There's no
It's hard.
switch off
Yeah.
because even if they're asleep like during the day, it's reset.
You're getting the house ready for apartment ready for the evening.
Reset
or
the
whatever.
damage they have done.
Yes.
So Davey didn't have a relaxing time.
No.
So can I ask you a question? When you went on holiday and when you go on holiday, I know you went in Mallorca or Mallorca recently, but you go with the kids and stuff like that. Do you guys, obviously you go out at night for a bit of dinner and they have to be in bed for whatever, 8, 9 o'clock, whatever that is. Is there a way that, do you then sit on the balcony and have a beer, or can the hotel supply you with a babysitter or anything like?
Oh God, no.
No, I don't know.
I'm sure.
Certainly not in Portugal. They've not a good track record for that. I wouldn't trust them.
Yeah.
Like you could, right?
Say that to your kids when they're going to sleep at night. If you don't be careful,
I
you'll
did.
be the next man if you can.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You're going places, we just don't know where.
So you could do that, I'm sure. But I have the best ideas of like, see, as soon as they go to bed, let's get a few ciders in. Let's sit out in the balcony. We will get the Bluetooth speaker. You're done. You've worked all day.
But what is good now? See, when we were away with another couple and their 2 kids, and we know them, by the way, and when we were there, so we're in the same villa basically.
Sharing a villa with another family. That's
Shared a
that's
bed.
a tough going, like.
But he
I couldn't do that now.
He was my friend from I was 5 years old. We've been friends all this time. It's nice that we've got kids and our wives get on and everything. That was nice. So what we made a deal was.
No, you told me.
So
I'm
whenever
only
they,
joking, never said that.
whenever they went, so like we made a couple of deals where like if all the kids are asleep, we just take
Have an orgy.
one bit of clothes off, get in the pool, see where. No, so like Catherine and I could go out for dinner for a night.
And they'll mind the kids.
They'll
Okay.
watch the kids. They do that. Then me and him went for a night out, strippers, and then
Strippers, you do.
and then like the wives get to go out. So you get like probably a couple of nights out each, which
And
is
hey,
a nice time.
Your wife met Dane Bors?
Yeah,
Dane Bors?
yeah.
Oh, really? In Portugal?
Yeah.
What was he like?
He was out of his mind, but he was having a good time.
Such a bad Dane impression.
Yeah, but
Is
I
he
mean,
blue? Is that blue?
No,
He was that night. he's in another level.
Is that the band Blue?
No, another level.
Oh, right.
Freak me, baby. Oh, yeah.
I want to lay you
How does he
down,
make money now?
sex.
What's he doing?
DJ, I think.
Yeah,
Dave, what was the song they did with Jay-Z? No,
Oh.
I don't
was it?
want to be alone.
Yeah. No more,
No more.
no more. Yeah.
Another level where the shit.
They
Like,
Were they?
good.
Yeah.
very
Were they
sexual.
part of that early 2000s boy band age kind of thing?
but they were almost just.
No, they were like, there's British boy bands, the Boyzones and stuff. Or sorry, Irish boy. And to take that of the world, East 17.
Yeah.
And then there was like another level, tried to be a wee bit more American. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
A wee bit more
yeah.
like Boys to Men kind of vibe about
Yeah,
them.
Boyz
They
II
were
Men.
like, whereas like Boyzone were like desperately singing about, if you don't go out with me, my girlfriend, I'll kill myself, that sort of thing. Whereas another
Never heard
level,
that one.
but you know what I mean? They're always like, and if I love you, and if you don't stay with me, I'll die. All this sort of stuff. British boy bands. Whereas another level, like, I want to lay you down. Come on, sex.
Let me lick you up and down till you say stop.
I mean, that's not a
I mean,
sexual
that's a
thing.
crime. That's crime.
Yeah,
That's a crime.
yeah.
It also means like you're licking like the top of her head.
Yeah, and like her toe right the whole way up. It's like, what are you doing?
Are you saying stop yet? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm nicking you up and down.
That's why you go to jail.
Westlife went to the gig. Only one of 2 music concerts I ever went to. I walked out early.
Why?
Went to Westlife.
You couldn't
yeah.
handle it.
It's a lot of shit.
Whereabouts?
At Manchester Evening News Arena.
You go by yourself?
No. 2 of us went. I just went, I'm out enough of this.
Who was the other one?
But hold on, surely a
yeah.
Westlife gig is a Westlife gig.
Yeah.
I got
What
free
is it?
tickets. I
Right,
shouldn't
okay,
have
well
went.
that's different. I'm going to say, what do you...
It wasn't even full either, like. So
Oh, yeah?
it wasn't as
You
if,
weren't,
like,
or the
What era are we talking about of
mid
Westlife?
2000s.
Brian or no Brian?
Brian was just gone.
That's Prime. Brian mugged himself. He thought he was Robbie. He's not.
Remember
He's
his solo
not.
song?
No, it's Friday's Child or something, was it?
Yeah.
Not good.
He'd regret that, does he? Does
Yeah,
he
I mean,
regret
of
that,
course.
think?
Because he's looking at Robbie Williams as the blueprint and he's going, yeah. But the only
Maybe.
thing is, Robbie Williams charismatic and can sing and is good looking.
Yeah.
Brian is none
Here.
of those.
Robbie, at the minute,
Mm-hmm.
what are we at? What's he at?
Oh, Robbie's Prime. I went down to see him.
No.
Yeah,
No, he's not prime.
he is Prime.
He's not prime.
What's happening
Yeah.
to him? Why? What's happened?
Oh, no. He is killing. Robbie.
Has he disappeared or something?
Oh,
I don't
No,
know.
no.
He's on a world tour, actually, so let's
It's the
not
hair,
get
it's
too-
the gear. I mean, do what makes you happy, but
As in
like,
gear, as in clothes, or are we talking
Yeah, I
gear?
think
Gear,
just
No,
like?
he shouldn't have a
clothes.
mullet.
Oh,
No one
right.
should have a mullet. If you have a mullet, you should be euthanized. But he, as a
Midlife
man
crisis.
in his nearly 50s, shouldn't have a mullet.
Hmm.
But as a performer, he was saying he needs to get injections every night because his back's doing bad things to him, doing terrible things. They're seizing up. But see when he hits that stage, wow.
but to me, it's like some of the music he'd done. Like, remember that Party Like a Russian song?
Yeah.
But why is he doing all that?
Rude box, shake your rude box. Why
Why
you
you
so
so
nasty?
nasty?
Great
Like,
song.
Did
Love
he
it.
do? Did he do a swing album as well?
Yes, he tried to have a Vegas residency and funded it himself. And I think he talks quite openly about it, where he's like, "I tried to have a Vegas residency, spent a lot of money on it, and it just didn't work." And I suppose now I'm thinking about it, it's very hypocritical of me to be like, why does he not just like strip the look back a bit, you know, the get rid of the mullet? He doesn't need. I'm like, he doesn't need all that.
He's trying too hard.
The guy's got some incredible songs.
I
And
see
he's a
it.
great
Some of the best
entertainer.
ever, yeah.
So you're like, if you did all that and you just got back into what made you so popular, he could be doing net worth again and that kind of thing.
Do you know what?
But
He probably could.
I know, but I'm just thinking, but maybe I just don't make him happy.
Yeah.
Maybe what he's doing now, he's just
You know
having
what?
loads of fun.
Here's the thing, because you think when he was back prime Robbie in the Angels Robbie, he was young,
Feel.
free, single, he had itchy balls. You know what I'm saying? He was bucking all around him, and
Needs
he had
Manscaped.
STIs. You know. Now he's married, he's old, he's got kids. All he wants to do is go and do his wee shows,
Yeah.
go back to the family. It's all good. There's no party and there's no gear.
What was the other country you walked out of?
Richard Ashcroft. It's a lot of shite.
Speaking of gear,
Three songs. I lasted 3 songs.
where?
I'll tell you why he did. Manchester Old Trafford Cricket Ground. Razorlight were on before him.
Oh, why?
Remember Razorlight?
Oh,
Mid
yeah.
2000s again. I used to go to loads of gigs. Razorlight were on. Love a bit of Razorlight.
Actually, the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0 is one of those.
What?
A
Razor
razor
light.
light for shaving.
That's a great call.
Razorlight were really good. It was like a Saturday afternoon. Arctic Monkeys were on the Sunday or the Friday night. Saw them on the Friday. Went back on the Saturday for Richard Ashcroft. Razorlight really good. Richard Ashcroft come on, and he comes on, and I'm in like the middle bit, and I'm like, right, we'll give this guy a go. Comes on, does the first song. I'm like, all right, he's mad. Second song starts going into politics, talking about Iraq, Iran, and I went, listen, man, this is a news night. Like,
Yep.
I'm here for a gig.
Yep.
Third song
Wasn't good.
does a 5-minute rant on Tony Blair and George W. Bush. And
Right.
I went, you know what?
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Take care, man.
Yep.
I'm not here to learn about politics. I'm here to listen to your songs.
You know what? That's how I would have reacted if I was in wherever the 1975 were and they started snogging dudes. I'd be like, listen, it's not the way.
Or he's rubbing pork fillet up and down his face.
Yeah, I'd be like, you know what? Nah.
But do you know what? When I see somebody like the 1975 doing stuff like that out in Malaysia, you think to yourself, like, he's kind of going like, oh, this is great. This is great PR, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and there's a little part of me that kind of goes, he's created a massive controversy.
I'd love it if you did it at the Empire next week.
You know,
You just go out with a bag of pork chops.
yeah, you know what I mean.
But you know what I would love? Because bands and they think they're above laws. I'd love it if the Malaysian Prime Minister just cut his hand off. It's like, hey man, listen, these are our rules. Good douche. I'd be like, yeah,
Do you know?
do that.
I just find it like,
Hold the mic now, no hands.
you
bro.
know, sometimes people are trying to create, and he's on stage with a bottle of wine, isn't it? And he doesn't he kind of, it's a bit try hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I watched Glasto. Did you watch Glasto?
Oh wow. I just
thought
watched Elton.
do you know what I loved? Elton John, right? The guy looked like he was loving it.
He was.
And I was like going, look at this guy, whatever is he, 70 odd, just having a time of his life.
He's in his late 70s.
Yeah, and did you hear about how we got home? Did you hear the story about how we got home? Right, so he lives in Windsor, right, which is kind of like near Reading, whatever, right? So I watched it and I loved it. You know,
Legoland? Is that
yeah,
Windsor?
that kind of area, right? So
Does Elton live in Legoland?
he lives out by there, but anyway, it's kind of near, just before Reading, I think. And is it Berkshire or Berkshire?
Can you guys just look up the exact location of Windsor?
But anyway, so I really enjoyed Elton John. Came on, did his thing, fantastic, crowd loving it. He walked off the stage. This is how we got home. I heard this on BBC Radio 1. There was a golf cart waiting for him at the back of the stage that took him a 10-minute drive to another part of the festival where there was a helicopter. Into the helicopter, 40 minutes, straight over to Windsor, dropped down. He was home within the hour.
That's the way to do it.
Home within the hour.
Van Morrison does something like that in his contracts, doesn't he? If he's gigging anywhere in the UK, he has to be home by 11 in his bed, or he
Yeah.
gets furious.
That's the dream.
Isn't that the dream? Like,
You just get home.
yeah,
Home for match a day.
absolutely amazing. Like, so fair play to him. But I mean, have you done Glasto? Is that that type of thing? I did it once. Is that the kind of thing you would do
I've
No,
said
never.
it before. I'll do it.
if you gig?
I'll do it if I'll do it, but I've got to be. I have to be in like
A TP
top
or
level
something.
accommodation.
Well, I did it.
Top level.
The year I've done a lot of the music festivals. I did a comedy tent, so I've done Leeds, Reading, Latitude, done them all. And the thing is, if you're performing, you get a couple of tickets for the weekend.
Yeah.
You get performers camping.
Yep.
Now you still have to camp and bring your own tent, but you do get your own private showers and you get food vouchers, and it is a little bit more it's a lot more quiet where you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Glastonbury, they do have a comedy tent, and I'd love to do it to go back. The year I went, it rained, and I just tell you now, we arrived on the late Wednesday night, or it was late Wednesday night we arrived, and by Saturday morning, like, I was desperate to kind of, I've done now. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't. It was just so hard with the rain.
How old were you when you went? Because I think it's needs
before
to
comedy. I was like 25,
Be,
24, 25.
I think once you hit 30, camping.
No, but
it's not
Glastonbury,
the thing.
I'm telling you, Glastonbury is for everybody.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
people there
Families
who are
and-
65 and they've been going for 20 years, and there's people there that bring their 2-year-old kids. It is so friendly.
Mental.
It is.
Yeah,
It is a
mental
real friendly place. Like,
Yeah.
it's not one of those like Leeds and Reading. Never go there again.
Genuinely, I would only bring my 2-year-old to Glastonbury to just release her.
Yeah,
Like, on you go. Bye.
Yeah.
That's enough.
I know. Yeah, but look, I'd highly recommend it. But they're a bit of a. It is a bit of a ball ache in terms of getting there and getting out and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But that's why the helicopter thing, it's
Let
great.
me ask you this. I'm doing a venue I've never done before coming up on my tour. I'm sure you've done it. Olympia, Dublin.
Never done it.
Never.
Never done it. Don't gig in Dublin a lot.
I'd never been in it. I thought you might
Unreal
have done
though.
support for
Chris
someone.
Kent done it, I think, and he told me it was unbelievable.
I went and saw it for the first time this week.
Yeah, I saw it on your
Magic.
Instagram. Listen, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Embrace it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Go for it. Olympia's got a great reputation. A lot of great comedians have passed there. So good luck. Enjoy it,
Davey, Wall Garden and Bangor coming up. Mate?
Yes, Wall Garden, 19th of August. It's a Saturday.
What have you got planned for that? You're very
Well, I'm going to grow a wee bit of a mullet at the back and wear a golden vest.
Yeah.
Akin to Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I feel like it's a home. I wasn't going to do a big show this year. The opportunity came up to do the Home City. Fun place. Been there with you before. Love it. Lovely venue.
the wall. Have you done Wall Garden?
No.
It's beautiful.
Do you want to do it with me?
Would love to.
See the hospitality. We're talking about hospitality. They erect.
Themselves.
They erect a backstage area that is, when you watch like a movie, like say like Braveheart or something, and the king is on the battlefield, but they've
you
put
know
up this big like marquee for him.
Yeah.
And there's rugs and there's everything. It's like you're a historic Indian king, and you're on a battlefield.
Brilliant.
They would set this up for you.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Great.
Like, you can get hot water,
Rugs,
tea,
like
change room lights.
satin, you know.
No, that says Satan.
Yeah.
Very cult friendly.
And they've got a spread on for you. There's a kettle there.
Yeah,
There's
Psychic
everything.
Glen.
Makes you want to. When a venue make an effort, it's the place you want to go every year.
Yes, and the staff are the loveliest people.
People don't realise
the
like
venues.
when an effort is made for you, you go, this is the place to go, and you send other acts there as well, and it benefits everybody. You know?
Yeah.
It's great.
Will you
like
do that as like a form? You'll send an axe to like.
I get a
gift
lot. I get a lot of you.
engraved?
Huh?
Will you like engrave the axe, or is it just like a standard axe?
I don't get jokes.
Yeah.
I don't get jokes.
Davey,
Oh,
will you be wearing anything like different? You know, at the walk on, can we see like, because you sort of tease like you parodied Sam Smith's poster for your
Yes.
poster, so will there be any?
I think you should come out with a robe, you know, and those big sticks like the king, and then as your performance is about to begin, two maids come out and they unrobe you.
Yeah.
No, it's Psychic
Just
Glen.
perform, like a
I've
Psychic
been,
Glen.
I've been watching
my
a lot
ass.
of.
Eat my ass, and I'd love it.
Are you calling
It's
him
a,
out?
it's a wee treat. No,
That
he
is
did
the
it.
crossover we need.
Yeah, oh.
Andrew and Psychic Glen.
Oh, I'd love
I
to.
would
I've never.
love to see.
But
you
I saw a
guys
clip
together.
that I've never met Psychic Glen. Seems like a good crack, right?
Oh, it's
I've
great. I
But
love
Dave, did you see the clip that they put up? And
Yes.
I've not. Look, as comedians, you know, we sometimes don't laugh. We kind of go, "Well, that was good."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I saw that, and I swear to God, I was howling. Like, I don't know who the guy is. I'm sure he's a lovely man.
Oh, yeah.
He's
I would
so
love
funny. Like,
you. Oh my God. You
I'd love
and
to
Psychic-
meet him. Yeah.
You know you're
You
talking
know,
about
that's
meeting
the travel.
Let's
show
get
you
it
want.
on. Let's get
That's
it
the
on.
travel show.
You and
Shane,
Glenn.
let's do it here.
You and Glenn. Where could we send them to?
Oh, the Ring of Kerry. I think you, Glenn, Ring of
Who's
that's
Kerry?
I'd love
gold.
to. I'd like to meet. We should do a podcast together, me and Glenn. See what the crack is.
Please.
You
Do you
know.
think you could handle Glenn's energy?
Well, we'll discuss it if it's too much.
That's a conversation I would love to see.
I'm like, Glenn. Bring it down, man.
Ah, it doesn't come down.
No.
It does not come down.
Glenn's like, you know, a wee helium balloon, and if you let go of it, there's
Oh,
no,
look,
you know,
listen,
there's no getting it
and
back.
it's the beauty of the world. Everybody makes the world go around, and it's great. Can I just say, I'm a very, I'm one of these uncles. I'm an uncle, right?
Yeah.
No,
All right.
you need to be careful how you word
One of
that.
these
Say
uncles.
One of these.
I'm one of these
you know.
uncles that is breaming with excitement. My nephew's 12. He's just signed for Cork City Academy,
Oh, great.
Nice.
and he's just signed his contract yesterday. He signed it last night,
Now,
and I am
If-
buzzing.
if I were you, I'd be thinking, what free gear can I get? I want Cork
You
City
should have seen the gear he's got already.
training kits. I want.
The gear he picked up. He's got his own nutritionist.
Oh, nice.
And he did a couple of camps with Villarreal. His goalkeeper, left-footed, can play football as well, not just
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
So
Like,
play it from the back.
plays out from the back. And my brother's saying to me that they think he'll go to Germany
Why Germany?
because he's very technically advanced,
Yeah.
and they think
But
that
is he not
he's
just
gonna
signed for
send
Cork? That's disrespectful to be like, nah, we can
him.
send him.
Cork are twinned with clubs in Germany. They've got things going on.
So,
you know.
Dave, we're seeing. So me and Dave, huge
Yeah.
football fans. We're seeing this.
That's why I wanted to
firsthand.
bring it up to let you know. You know.
You know when like the family start putting
Oh.
out statements out there and getting involved.
Oh, I'm
How
involved.
early is he? What age is he? 15.
12.
Andrew's at
Just
12.
turned 13. Just turned 13. Actually.
Family sources have revealed the player is angling for a move to Germany.
Yeah.
The ink hasn't dried in his
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
Can
And they
I-
quote this podcast in a lot of papers as well.
Yeah,
Apparently,
yeah.
Straight on there, yeah.
Oh, I FaceTimed him the other day and I gave him that sort of motivational talk about his future and stuff, you know. I did the
Like,
Motivational
see,
talk.
if
I
you-
go to the gym to stay the same. Never improve. Never improve.
If you're going to Germany, are you flying at a Cork airport? Are you going to Dublin? Where are you getting it? What's your-
I'll do the Sky Scanner for you. You've got a hotel because I get 15% discount on booking.com. I'm on the EasyJet Secret Club. I'll get you a good seat.
I think EasyJet Secret Club is something they just told you to get you away from the desk. To
No,
get
no.
you away from the desk one day. They're like, if you leave, we'll make you
Hey,
part of the Secret
Shane,
Club.
it's invite only.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's called Flight Plus.
Okay.
Okay, it's invite only.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really buzzing last night. I did a FaceTime with him last night. It was just one of those things, you know, when you see a kid that loves what he does. And I just said to him, I said, all you have to do is do your best. And I said, that's all anyone expects you to do.
And your brother's
is
like,
do your
fuck
best.
up, Andrew. You need to do better than that. You need to be elite level.
No,
This is our
he's
pension
13
right
years
here.
of age, right?
He was 12.
You do your best. No, he's just his birthday.
Birthday there now.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes.
No, I said it earlier. He's actually 13, right?
Right. Oh, like remember Taribo West, the Nigerian? This guy's 23.
Yeah.
They're like, here he is. He's 12.
But no, I'm buzzing for him. So he's going in now. He's going to be playing in Dublin. He's going to be playing in Derry, London
Class.
Derry. So I'm going to be going up to see him play. He's going to be playing all over the country, and he's going to be playing against Shamrock Rovers Academy and all that. So exciting times. Very proud, But he's brilliant. He's brilliant. I've seen loads of. I've obviously seen lots of clips of him and seen him train and stuff like that. And you kind of go, and his coach as well.
How big is he?
He's big enough. He's 12, 13. So he will grow. Like my brother is just over 6 foot. So
I don't mean height.
Oh, in height wise.
Do you?
I don't know. I don't know.
That was a dick joke, but don't worry about it.
Let me ask you.
5 foot or something.
Let me ask you about a gig that stands out recently, whether it's a terrible gig or a great gig. Give me a bad one, like corporate or something. Davey?
Ooh, did I have a shitter recently? Yes. I did. I did. Yeah, I did. I was doing a corporate and I went and someone called me Dean. Here he is, as we someone do. He turns Dean, Elliott here.
Where was this?
And I mean, I can't say where it is because I'll give it away. But it might have been Locker and Resort. And
Right.
and yeah, went on. So brought me on. Then the event was a golf day for a company. They got off the golf course 2:00. I was on stage 10:00.
Oh.
Yeah. So all I'm saying, pints were had.
Old boys having 8 hours of drinking.
But a lot of the old boys wanted to go to bed about 6, I think.
Oh, you should have been on before it started, man.
I know I suggested that, but they weren't having it. Then the mic died, so then I had to do it.
Is he one of the old boys?
With no, just with no sound. Then one of the staff whipped out a karaoke machine with a speaker, and then I got the mic, and because it sounded very much like karaoke mic, I started singing a wee bit of Sweet Caroline. They liked that more than anything else.
Yeah, that's the danger of that.
I went home and they weren't enjoying. And then worst of all, I bumped into one of the guys was working in a petrol station. It was Dave Elliott, and I went, yeah, and he goes, oh, I saw you recently, and I was like, oh, I did you? And he goes, a Loch Earn. And I went, oh yeah, okay.
Oh man, that's their view of you forever now.
Yeah.
I had years ago. I had 2 corporates in a row in the Sleeved Honoured in Newcastle. One was so bad, like the worst. There was a legal dispute after it and stuff.
Because of you?
Because of not getting paid full amount.
Oh, right, okay.
But it was terrible. Every aspect of it was terrible. I came back like a week later, and I was joking with the staff because the staff were like, being dead on, but being like, didn't expect to see you back after that last one.
Man.
And I went, I know. I was like, hopefully tonight's a wee bit better. It was as bad.
Oh.
And so,
I had one. I had one before I lived in Belfast here. I flew over from London to do it. There's a hotel that's a little bit out in the countryside. Is it a Crown Plaza or something? Or
Yeah, Shaw's Bridge.
Yes.
It's one of those things anyway. Got booked in to do some finance awards. Just came over, flew in, taxi out. They said to me, right, Andrew, you're going on at like 10:00. I was hosting it, but they wouldn't say the hosting started at 9, but the comedy wasn't put in until 10:15. And in my head, I was like, when I start the show, can I just do it there?
Yes.
While they're all looking the right way.
Perfect.
Perfect, right? I had to stick to the structure of the show. We do the classic, welcome to the show, here's your first speaker, blah, 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 blah. Then they played a video of children who have cancer to raise money. And they're all watching it. And then they go, please welcome back on your host for the evening, comedian Andrew Ryan. And that's me there, what I have to do my 15
That's your
minutes,
warm-up.
right?
So they're watching you being like really straight. And
Yeah.
and then they're like,
Then they
oh,
do
you
a
must
cancer
do the
video, and then I have to come on and be like, all right. So I go back on, and I'm telling, when I say I suffered trauma, I genuinely thought I was weeing myself from trauma.
Yeah.
But
My legs were shaking. You know, you see a dog shake. You see
Yeah.
one of the dog's legs shake.
As in,
right?
they were just giving you nothing.
And when I say nothing, I have never experienced silence like it. Now, we all die and we all bomb, right? But I remember doing the first gag, bang, nothing. Second gag, bang, nothing. I'm like, lads, will you come on now? Bang, nothing. Then I acknowledge what's happening here, right? And there were 85% men, right? 15% women. So I do it. I'm down to do 15, and I think I looked at my watch and I said, I'm calling it a day here at 9:30, 10.
Yeah.
So I then have a couple of more bits to do. House admin of the show, whatever. Finished the show and I went, whoa, that was tough. There's 2 bars in the hotel. So I finish. The guy that booked me and brought me over, when I arrived, he was my point of contact. Say his name was Shane. I was like, hi Shane, nice to meet you. Oh, great to see you, Andrew. Thanks very much. Saw a few of your clips. Really enjoy. You have a great time tonight. This is it. Everything okay? Blah, blah, blah. Make sure you do this. Blah, 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 blah. He wouldn't speak to me after the event. He wouldn't come near me. So I'm standing in a room. There's a couple of staff members marketing and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, it's kind of like they're going, oh, that was tough going. He came in. Sarah, have we got the raffle prizes? John, have we got the taxis booked for the Lord Mayor or whatever the hell it was? Okay, everyone? Okay. Just feel the tension anyway. So I go, fuck this. So I leave that function room and I decide to go to the second bar, which, because they're in the function bar, I go to the second bar and there's Champions League on or something like that, like highlights, 11 o'clock.
Are you staying in the hotel?
I'm staying in the hotel, right? And they're all staying in the hotel as well, right? So I'm sitting there, tie off.
Topless?
Shirt off. I'm not sitting there topless, tie off, shirt open. I'm relaxing, Dave. I'm on my holidays, right? And I'm sitting there, and as I'm sitting there, now there's a TV on in the corner. I am facing the TV, and the bar was behind me, so you wouldn't know it was me.
Right.
Few people came out and started talking about me, and I just went, I need to leave.
Be like, what is that going to have shirt
No,
on?
but I need to just go to the room. I don't want to hear this, right? I've died on my arse, right? Fair enough, I've died on my arse, right? I get up, I've half a pint of Guinness left. I get up and I go, just to finish the Guinness. And as I turn around, there's one guy standing there, and he went, I thought you were supposed to be funny. He said it to my face. We were like, your name was in the brochure as a comedian. When was the comedy starting? Like, he went direct at me, and I just went, it's one of those things. He went, yeah, it is, isn't it? He was so... Now, this wasn't the organizer. This was a guest.
Yeah.
And I just went into the room, texted my agent at like 11:15, and I went, mate, have we been paid?
Yeah.
And he didn't text back till the morning. He went, yeah, we've been paid. And I went, what happened? I said, ring me when I get off the flight at 11. I said, the feedback's going to be awful.
Yeah.
And he rang me and he went, yeah, it wasn't great, but it's life.
Yeah.
Move on. Never. And
can I just say, I'm sorry I brought you over for it?
You know what I mean? But you ever like walk down the street and some days those gigs come into the head?
Oh, yeah.
They come in, you're like, Jesus, the trauma of it.
Yeah.
I had the worst gig of all time, ever.
Which
Still
one?
this day. It was in Dundonald, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't have another gig for a week after that. And that whole week, I just thought, should I be doing this? This provides food for my kids. Do I need to get another job? You know what I mean? I was in that much.
The best thing is if you have a gig the next night.
Yeah.
There's nothing better. Put it right.
Yeah.
Get that one out of your head.
Yeah.
But I almost look back at the worst ones with as much fondness as the good ones.
Yeah.
Because you go, you know what? On the night at the time, there's nothing. You can't be talked down. There's nothing worse. But a couple of weeks later, when you're joking about it with other comics, you go, we've all had this.
We've all had it, yeah.
But see the one, actually, that terrible gig. Aaron Butler was on your Patreon and spoke about it, and the guy sent him the cut of the clip. Being
The
like,
owner of the venue?
The place. It was like, yeah, you're talking shit about my business and all. And he was like, oh, sorry. He goes, no, I thought the whole night was all... Like, I actually thought the night was all right. Apart from Dave Elliott, he was shit. Like that. And then I texted the guy. I was like, oh, sorry about that. You know, I'm doing a show here. It's sold out. You know, if you and your wife want to come along and see... You know, and then he just was like, oh, I'm sorry, no, sorry. Because he was basically saying how you can't slag his business by slagging my business.
We can talk about a bad gig in a place, but you're not necessarily going, this hotel or this bar is the worst place. It just happened that the show was there.
No, like the people that brought me in for the corporate were obviously really decent people, and the whole, you know, it was all good, very well produced. I just didn't go down well.
Yeah.
I'm not slagging them off. Obviously, one guy was a bit of an arsehole to me. He obviously doesn't understand the industry and stuff. But, like, in my head, I would have done the comedy bang as I arrived on stage.
I did one in the Titanic venue, not the hotel, and
not the boat. I think
on the original boat. It was they couldn't hear me, but it was tough, right? It was like it was perfect. Like there was nothing wrong with the way the venue was run. The crowd were all pretty young. It was just like stiff and a bit weird. And then they had a raffle, and they went, "Is there any chance you'll stick about and do the raffle?" And I went, "Yeah, I'll do the raffle." It was killer. It was unreal.
Better than the gig.
They went, take the piss out of people. So anyone coming up for a prize, I'm having a laugh for them, I'm doing this. And I said to them, I went, next time I do this, if I do your event again, we're doing the stand-up. I said the raffle
is the stand-up.
The raffle comes first. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that was the icebreaker to get us into it.
Yeah.
There are sometimes things like certain things with stand up. If you have an event, people a lot of time like how if you have work dues, they want to go and have pints. They want to have the crack.
Yeah.
They don't want to sit and watch something. So like it's almost better if they're like, oh, could you do half an hour here? If you're like, I'll give you 10.
Well, I was
like
at
that better, you know
I was
what
at a family wedding Saturday after our Patreon only live pod, at the Crown Plaza on
Lovely.
on the way home.
Nice hotel.
So I called in and was chatting to my cousin and her husband, and he went, "Do you want to just jump up?" This was at like 11, half 10, 11, and like anyone would say it. You know, he goes, "Do you want to jump up and do a set?" And it's almost hot. He goes, "Do you want to do half an hour?" And he's half joking, but you almost have to go. It wouldn't be good for your wedding. Like it would.
Yeah.
Nobody. The idea of it is we're gonna have a bit of stand up. It's towards the end of the night.
Oh.
People are already leaving. What you don't want is, like you say, everyone stop talking for half an hour and listen. Nobody wants to listen. So I wouldn't enjoy the performance, and actually you wouldn't enjoy it. So like,
I got asked to do a wedding last night in a car park in Clandyboy Golf Course. I went to Clandyboy last night to play golf.
Who's getting married in the car park?
No, but I was putting my gear on. I was sorting out my clubs, Dave. And this guy who'd seen me perform at Clandyboy, as you guys have both
who's
performed.
getting married in a car park?
No, but he came up to me and he went, "You know, you both have performed at my gig at the golf course. I do it a couple of times a year." This guy comes up and he goes, "Andrew, how are you getting on?" I goes, "Good. You got out tonight?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm going to play a few holes, blah, blah, blah." And he goes, "Come here." Took it as fun. Lovely man now. He goes, 24 September 2024. My son is getting married and I'm wondering, would you do a bit? And I went, "I don't do weddings." And he goes, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "The last thing you need on that day," I said, "is me."
Yeah.
I said, "It isn't about me. Let them do it. There's no benefit to having a comedian at a wedding."
I don't do them anymore. I did a lot of them.
How many, out of the percentage, how many of them went well to not going well? Like, what was the overall?
9 out of 10 went well.
Right.
But I was very on it in terms of when I'm gonna go on, how long I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit and have the meal or anything. I'll come in, I'll do my spot. That's it.
So were you going on before the speeches or after the speech? Because after the speech, they're
Before.
sitting there. They've been sitting there for half an hour, 40 minutes anyway.
Before, and it just worked out that all the couples were really nice people.
Yeah.
Now, can I talk about this?
Yeah, the first one after COVID. He's like, what Shane's very, very good at, you're a master of getting Sherpas to take hits.
What do you mean?
If you-
Was he at the wedding as well?
Yeah, so if he knows something's going to be maybe a wee bit of a stinker, he'll send someone up first to sort of test the water.
The cannon fodder.
Yeah, so he sends like the
What,
cannon fodder.
have you got a support addict at a wedding?
I say, listen, we'll take them a while to get going. I'll bring an opener, no charge to you. And then I pay them out of my money, right? So it's just someone to almost like get everyone listening, tell them the crack,
Face
few
the
jokes
right
of their
way.
own, bring me on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So basically what you're doing is you're doing all of that so you look amazing.
yeah.
I bring an opener.
But you're paying for it though.
Yeah, I pay for
So
it.
my shtick is I am a miserable,
Small and grey.
unhappy dad whose life's ruined. He's married, he's miserable, he's 2 kids. That's
And this
my
was the
shtick.
first one back after COVID, wasn't
This
it?
is the first one back after COVID.
So
I
that
go
wasn't
on-
just a shtick.
No, I go back and I'm like, here, listen, are you married already? Yeah. She's divorced? Don't do it. And I was expecting, haha. They're like, and you can just see the family going.
It was
"What's this
really
guy
sad.
doing?"
Because I said to him before he went on, I went, whatever you do your time. You were to do 10.
Yeah.
I said, just do 10, mate. Whatever it is, do 10.
Uh-huh.
1
minute and 12 seconds in.
I looked into the room and I went, I'm sure he's doing great. He was standing like this with his head down, like being like, guys, getting married is the worst thing I've ever done. Don't
At
get
a wedding.
married.
Yeah.
Have no regrets, but the only thing I regret is getting married. Guys, it's too late. And like, he's not doing any jokes. They're all like this. 9 minutes later, he goes, give it up for Shane Todd.
Yeah.
And it actually went okay because when I went on with any life in my eyes, they went, oh yeah, this guy's alive. But Dave just walked off like it.
But that's my stick. Like, off stage or off, there's no more vibrant guy than me. Nobody, there's no one full of fervour in life like me. But when I'm on stage, yeah, I could get on a bit like life shit. But it's a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nobody snuggles their kids tighter than me. No one.
I
kisses
brought
me
Butler
heads,
to do a gig in Oma, one in the Silver Birches Hotel, and they went, keep it clean. So I said to him,
Oh no.
don't swear.
Oh no.
And he didn't. but he used a phrase because he's talking about nicknames he had as a kid. He said butt plug pretty early in the set. Not that fucking bad.
That's fine.
There's a few kids at the wedding. Hopefully they don't know what that is. The mother-in-law gets up. I'm at the very back of the room behind a wee window watching this, and he's doing well at that point. Must have been like a big Christian wedding or something. The mother-in-law gets up, fuming. The wedding planner is standing beside me.
Oh no.
The mother-in-law is straight in. She doesn't know who I am. She just thinks I'm just maybe a guest or someone standing there. She goes, "Why has he just said the phrase butt plug?" And looks at me, and I just burst out laughing. And she went, "What's funny about that?" And I was like, like he just says it.
This is a butt
And she
plug.
went, this is ruined the day. She goes crazy. But she was the only one kicking up a fuss.
Yeah.
So because she acted like that, it created an atmosphere around everyone.
She's gonna be a good mother-in-law, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's gonna be the crack.
And the thing is, she's probably really into butt plugs.
Yeah.
That's why she was, she was
Yeah.
overcompensating.
That's what
I'd
they
say.
do.
I bet you should one in right there and there.
Probably.
You should have popped it out.
Is that the noise you make when you bring it out?
Yeah. No, it's more like splat. Yeah. It's gross.
Andrew, what have you got coming up? What
Got my special coming out in August, which I filmed.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah,
You're just doing word of mouth. If you ring him, he tells you.
I do it on a voice note.
Yeah.
Oh, special
YouTube? On YouTube?
YouTube, yeah, and it's on Instagram, the usual stuff. It'll all be out. So when we get that finished, and then what have I got done? I'm writing my new tour show for 2024. So I've booked into I've preliminary booked. You can't do it yet, but I've kind of preliminary booked Fringe 2024, and then a tour in September 2024 across UK, Ireland, and Europe. I'm going to do quite a bit in Europe next year, and just doing the radio in the mornings and. Having a bit of a summer, man. I haven't really had much of a summer for having a few weekends off. Hosting Pride Festival tomorrow. Hosting the parade. Not the parade. The roadcaster for.
They
Keane.
must be paying you a lot because I know your views.
Whoa. Filthy lads. It's disgusting. Muck. A Hoover bag full of dirty shit. A Hoover bag full of skirting boards. Dusty skirting boards.
That's the name of one of the drag queens.
Fucking jizzy door handles. Huh? You're coming at me with your faces.
She's another one, Jizzy door handles.
Huh?
That's me and you, Dave, on the drag scene.
Yeah, Jizzy door handles and dirty skirting boards.
Sticking it in all the keyholes.
All right, Andrew. Cork in the North podcast.
Cork in the North
of course,
podcast. Q Radio in the morning. Having a bit of a writing loads, filming for a few bits at the moment, and just kind of enjoying a bit. I'm feeling good, feeling healthy, feeling
Trying
happy.
to relax.
Yeah.
I'm feeling healthy and I'm feeling really good at the moment. I'm in a good place in my
You know
life.
what? Bar your haircut, you do seem a bit more relaxed.
Well, I actually am very relaxed.
Good.
You know, we've a lot of things going on, but sure, we keep going. You know.
David?
Yes, Wall Garden show role play on the 19th of August. Still some tickets left for that. And yeah, just out and about doing
SGP.
things. Yeah, what's SGP?
Slag Guy Podcast.
Slag Guy. Shit, I totally forgot about the Slag Guy podcast. It's out every Thursday as well. And been doing a wee bit in radio too myself. Radio Ulster though, not
Radio 2?
Yeah, no, Radio Ulster.
All right.
Ulster.
You said Radio 2.
Ulster. Radio ITO.
Okay, we'll call it a day there, folks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'm on tour all over the place. ShaneTalkComedy.com. Come and see some of the shows.